At a recent holiday boutique, my sisters who own Cacao Luxe Chocolatier couldn't keep this yummy holiday candy on the shelves. I'm Lynn, your gourmet candy maker, and when we come back, I'll tell you what it is and how you can make it yourself. So what gourmet chocolate can you make in under 30 minutes, end up with lots of candy to give, and is an all-time favorite with everybody? Chocolate bark, that's what. Dark chocolate, roasted almonds, cranberries. Dark chocolate roasted almond cranberry bark is beautiful, delicious, and maybe even considered a little bit healthy. Premium dark chocolate is full of antioxidants. Fruits and nuts are always good for you, and chocolate bark makes you smile, so there you have it. Here is a super quick, super easy recipe you can make this holiday when you're kind of in a crunch and want to give something quick but special to a special friend. The ingredients you'll need are 2 pounds of tempered premium chocolate. If you're not familiar with tempering, refer to the Gourmet Candy Maker lesson online. You'll need 2 cups of dried cranberries from your produce department, 2 cups of roasted almonds. Buy them raw and then roast them yourself. Again, there's a lesson on the Gourmet Candy Maker website. 1/2 cup of chopped white chocolate for decoration. The utensils you'll need are a half-sheet baker's tray lined with parchment and a spatula to smooth the chocolate. You'll also need room in your refrigerator for a quick chill. As we always say, buy the best you can find and the best you can afford. And always use the freshest ingredients. Avoid using those almonds that may be in the bottom of your pantry from last summer. You want as much flavor in your confections as possible. I have my 2 pounds of tempered chocolate in this bowl, and to it I will add, this is my 2 cups, actually 2.5 cups of cranberry, my 2 cups of almond, and then for topping I have about a 1/2 cup of the white chopped chocolate buttons from Calabo. These little guys are like little tiny, see if I can show you a whole one, I actually can't. They're just little tiny drops, wonderful to use because you don't have to chop them, and they're from Calabo. So I've taken those and I've actually chopped them with a knife on my cutting board. I don't grind them in my food processor or grate them because they would come out too fine. I want these nice little shards to use as decorating. Okay, to my batch, I'm going to add about 2 cups of the cranberries, maybe a little less, maybe 1 3/4 cups. I'm going to give this a nice stir. And as we add these ingredients, the chocolate, because it's in perfect temper, is going to start to set, whoops, right away. And then here I'm going to add about a 1/2 of my ingredients inside the bark because we want to save a nice amount for the decoration on top. So as you can see, this is nice and thick. We'll stir it all around, give it a good mix. And when it's completely stirred, we don't want to dilly-dally. We want to put this right out on our tray. So I have my prepared half cookie sheet or cookie sheet, parchment paper, and I just plop this out starting at the top. And I take it all the way to the end. Now actually, as I'm looking at this, I really could make 2 batches because you ultimately would like this to be no more than 3/8 of an inch, between 1/4 and 1/2, and 1/2 is actually a little too thick. But I'm going to scoot this out as much as I can, and it is going to be really thick. So we'll revise the recipe to be able to make 2 trays of cranberry bark. I think it's because of all the added ingredients, it really increases the volume, obviously. But we move this out to the edges, make it as uniform as we can, like this. And Oh, this is so luscious. It's really lumpy and bumpy, and what we'll do with this, because it's so thick, is when it's time to break this up, we'll break it into small bite-sized chunks instead of the big flat slabs. So there's our base, and it is definitely hardy bark. And from here, I will do the decorating, and we'll just take our cranberries, which are very subtle. They're so dark, and the dark chocolate is so dark. They're not really obvious, but that's okay. They taste crazy great. And I just sprinkle this all over. Don't want to miss anything. And then we take our nuts, and again, I kind of like to proportion them out carefully. And you'll notice that these almonds are nice and a rich golden brown. I roasted them so they just have tons of flavor. Raw almonds are delicious, and they're very, very healthy for you, but they don't have quite the flavor that you get when you roast almonds. Now I'm going to give this a little tap, and as you can see, this is beautiful. But let's just, for the holidays, add a little sparkle. And this will be the white chocolate Calais from Calibo. They're the little white chocolate buttons. They won't melt. They'll just sort of sit on top and look cute and delicious. So with this, I'm going to give this a couple of really big taps to sort of set all the ingredients that are on top. I can see that the chocolate is rising and the little pieces are sitting, tucking down in very nicely. Now, because this is so thick, it's just beautiful, we'll have to put it in the refrigerator for about, I would say 20 minutes. So when we come back, we'll take it out of the refrigerator, break it up, and you can see how delicious it is. I'm Lynn, your gourmet candy maker. We'll see you in a few minutes. Our cranberry bark has been in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. As we talked about earlier, this is a really thick batch. We've put 2 pounds of chocolate and all the ingredients in a half cookie sheet or a cookie sheet half tray, and it might be a little bit thick, so I left it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, brought it out, and I think it's ready to break up. So we're just going to do the fun part. As you can see, it's one solid piece. So you just start by cracking the first piece with your hands, and because of the soft cranberries, it doesn't completely separate because we have cranberries through and through. And check out that beautiful stuff. And then from here, I'm just going to start by breaking it up into nice big chunks. And then depending on how we're going to serve it, determines the different sizes. I'm going to be using this in my holiday assortments, so the pieces I will be looking for are about like this. And you can see the cranberries are through and through, the nuts are through and through, and then we have our little white chocolate chunks. Makes it look very festive. So here we go. That might be a little bit small, but you can just continue to break it up. When your chocolate's in perfect temper, there's really nothing you can do that would make this go bad. It's just absolutely beautiful, delicious. Your people will go crazy for it and definitely ask for more. Now, a nice variation to this recipe is, instead of using dark chocolate, you could use milk chocolate, and for the holidays or anytime, you can use white chocolate. Here is an example of it. Same ingredients. I just shifted took out the dark chocolate, added white chocolate in its place, same amount of cranberries, same amount of roasted almonds, and yummy, yummy, it's delicious. So there's a variation. And obviously you can use milk chocolate as well. So here you go with your holiday cranberry roasted almond bark. Wonderful with red wine at a dessert buffet or a wine tasting party. You'll be the hit. And just a delicious addition to any assortment you choose to make this holiday season or basically any time of year. I'm Lynn, your gourmet candy maker, saying bye for now. The Gourmet Candy Maker would like to give you a gift, a complete video series on the most frequently asked questions about gourmet candy making. Go to www.gourmetcandymaker.com and download your series absolutely free.